I'm Manoj Sionat, here to meet with Kampi Papela, IDC Regional Manager for Limpopo Province, who is going to unpack key focus areas in the province and take me to a few IDC-funded projects that are making a real impact on the economy of South Africa.
Manoj, welcome to Limpopo region.
How well have we done in this province as IDC?
Limpopo was the least contributor, or that's where we had invested less. But with all opportunities, we've made some traction. In the past 36 months, we were making deals to the value of around 40 million. But we've been able to increase that to 400 million, and we've replicated that for the past 3 years. Year to date, we're sitting with a pipeline that is well over R1 billion. Today, I'm going to show you some of the things that this province has to offer. We're going to start in Phalaborwa, where I'll be showing you one of the IDC investment, Phalaborwa Copper Mine.
Welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Han.
PC supply very good quality copper. Up to now, we still sole supplier of final copper in South Africa.
IDC facilitated the continuation of the mine by partnering with Chinese investors. One of the projects that I love in that is a berry project in Tzaneen. Manoj, please meet Henry, who is one of the shareholders of Tzaneen Blueberries.
Prior to the blueberries, we had a papaya business here, and it was a tough business. I started looking around for alternatives, options. Eventually, I was able to get a group of people together with some financing and to start the business.
We'll go to a company called Stevens Lumber, which is a sawmilling company.
Good to meet you, Glynis.
And you too. This business only started up in 1981. Our main production line is structural timber, which is used in furniture or pallets.
Firstly, it's a great project you have out here. How did it all begin?
Started a few years ago, just before the World Cup, when we identified a need in Polokwane and Limpopo in general for a good quality hotel of international standard. So it has been many years of planning, dreams, and ultimately we get in there.
It's the Capricorn FM experience on a Saturday afternoon, 12 to 3. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're listening from Thohoyandou 89.9, if you're in Makhado frequency in Limpopo.
Andile, good to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Manoj.
Great. Radio. Why radio?
Why radio? Because we love it, first of all. Capricorn FM is the first and only commercial radio station licensed in Limpopo.
Big Daddy, good to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Manoj. What Capricorn FM has done, I think, let me take you straight from the beginning. I think it brought a home, an oasis of people in Limpopo who said that our radio offering will not be defined by whether we speak a particular language or not a particular language. It's been almost 9 years now that we've been with Capricorn FM listeners, and we're extremely happy for the support.
In terms of successes, I would have to say it's the listenership. We average every year just over 1 million.
Capricorn FM is one of the amazing radio stations to listen to. It's informative, educative.
I listen to Capricorn FM because it's inspiring, it's educational.
Capricorn FM, iya baba.
Good to meet you. Thank you, lady.
Good afternoon.
I really want to know the impact that the IDC funding has made.
When IDC and the other shareholders came on board in 2013, the business was in the process of making certain strategic decisions. First one was on our project Lift 2. Secondly, it was whether the business should continue with the smelter or not. IDC has actually supported the business with 600 million rands for us to continue with the smelter. And therefore, it means we have retained 700 to 800 jobs.
How did the IDC funding exactly help you?
Currently, Manoj, we're 25 hectares and we're looking to expand. 50, 60 hectares, I think, would be a size we'd like to get to, where it's still manageable.
We were actually in quite a situation because our wet mill needed a revamp. That was when the IDC came in. And with the funding, it enabled us to put in an optimizer chipper canter line. We were also able to maintain all the people that we employed at the time.
IDC was there from the beginning, intervening at the right time, not only financially. You need a big brother to come along with. So without IDC, really, it would not have been possible.
Of course, in our industry, the big thing was to first win the license. The IDC at the time, would say, okay, great stuff, good luck, hope you win the license. When you win the license, which means you can actually operate, we'll have a look at the business case. And, fortunately, God's blessing, we won the license. The other point I must make is that no bank was going to fund us. Big gratitude to the IDC.
And our exposure and the number of jobs that we have created to date?
Our exposure is now sitting at just over 8 billion rands. We've been able to facilitate creation of over 20,000 jobs.
Up to now, we still hold, I think, something around maybe at 2,400 permanent employees.
I started in the chem lab, whereby we just analyzed the copper from the casting plant. After that, we take it to chem lab. Then I started at the chem lab. From there, I was promoted to become the supervisor in the rod casting plant early this year.
So I started off as a graduate metallurgist, grew and got promoted to be a metallurgist, now being in a leadership role.
Phalaborwa is one of those towns that depend on the activities of the mines.
In 2012, we didn't know the future. And then until IDC and the Chinese bought, there is a future.
An amount of around 9.2 billion will be invested in the project.
And what training programs are there internally for the staff who work at the mine?
We've got a very huge training program that enable our employees. So we are an accredited training facility.
The good thing about this mining is they offer you trainings from everything. Before they give you a task or train you on a machine, you get licenses for that, you get trained for that.
When you see our colleagues progressing at an individual level and also ultimately adding value to the organization.
The first thing is we employ 574 staff members, and they all come from our local community.
I was happy to have a job because, as you can see, I'm still young. While I've got some qualifications, I have to use them. So they gave me this job.
Training for us is very, very important.
This year, we train 20 learnership employed, the permanent one, and 8 unemployed. I feel like I'm contributing a lot to employees in this company.
At the moment, we have 35 permanent staff. During harvest time, we bring in a lot of extra labor, so we create an additional 200 jobs.
Pest control. There's well over 100 permanent jobs that will be created in the hotel, the core business of the hotel. More than 1,000 jobs were created during the construction phase.
We have about 55 employees in the business. We're very clear about black economic empowerment. It's unquestionable. It's not even a debate.
The prospects that the station has is just immense. So much more we can do with local government here. So much we can do with local businesses here.
So coming into the province created a world of opportunity for particularly young people.
It's been pretty exciting working in an environment like this, especially in an environment where young people are growing, young people are changing, things are changing around you. It's a progressive province.
We've got a brand new look. We're looking fresh, we're looking clean, we're looking dope, and we want you to be a part of this whole adventure.
The relaunching or the rebranding exercise is a combination of all that work that has come previously. So today we said, no, let us refresh the Capricorn FM logo.
We're here just to say to the people of Limpopo that the IDC is a partner of choice, and I think Capricorn and MSG can attest to that. Lady, how does it feel being in this industry that is male dominated?
I think as one of the women in the organization in a leadership role, it's quite interesting, especially at the time that the business is expanding. But at a personal level, I think having to have that impact in the business and seeing the results thereof just gives one that satisfaction.
There's a whole lot of opportunities within this industry. Women are being given the platform, so it all boils down to whether you have the passion to take it forward.
One of the best things is that we have a high employment rate of women.
I'm the first female head of music. I was one of the first head of music in my 20s. And it's because they believed in the vision, they believed in what I could do. We're going to give you an opportunity to grow, and we're going to give you the support that you need.
Mr. Han, I believe during the construction phase, you use a lot of local suppliers and contractors as well.
All the contractors come from Phalaborwa. I think it's really a big responsibility for me on my shoulder. Yes, I work very hard and try to save the business Save the business means save the community.
We are very involved in the community. We support wherever we can as far as contractors. We also support the creches. We are also involved in a feeding scheme.
We try and source as much locally as possible. So on this farm, 25 hectares, we bring in 125 hives for the flowering season. We need to transport our blueberries. Once they're packed, we get local service providers, computer experts.
The local business has benefited quite significantly from this project, and most of the labor was from Polokwane. Most of the suppliers are from Polokwane, so there has been an impact on the local economy.
Kampi, you are definitely a son of the soil of Limpopo. What does this job mean for you personally?
It's exciting to see someone's concept and dream is thriving. That's something that makes me want to wake up in the morning and come to work.
Without the intervention of the IDC, this would not have been possible.
I think maybe in future, IDC and the Chinese shareholders will have some good result.
So we truly, truly appreciate the support of the IDC.
All I have, Mina, is praise for the IDC. I've gotten a lot of support, and the yeses that we've received, particularly Capricorn FM, have been literally a dream come true.
This is a highly impressive province, and well done. Excellent job. Thank you.